It is my privilege to welcome all of you, our leaders and office bearers of PMA, our associate partner, Hygrid Sriram Consultants, participants comprising of stalwarts and leaders from industry and corporate sector, academics, entrepreneurs, students, annual members of PMA, as well as non-members. Our special honorary guest, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, the speaker of today, Mr. Sankat Chandelkar, leaders of the Center of Excellence for Entrepreneurship Development, Mr. Biman Gandhi, and Director of COE ED, Mr. Sopan Agav. At Pune Management Association, we proudly identify ourselves as a body of knowledge, and as a body we function and execute numerous activities through various organs. One such organ is the Center of Excellence for Entrepreneurship Development. It gives me immense pleasure to also take cognizance of the presence of both our PMA luminaries to this program, Mr. Pradeep Tupe and Mr. Prashant Kund, our Vice Presidents. Sir, we warmly welcome both of you. And I must make an additional mention that both our Vice Presidents are not only the backbone of PMA, they are amazingly hands-on, greatly participative in all of PMA's activities and are a source of continual encouragement, insight, and inspiration to us. We acknowledge Mr. Biman Gandhi, sir, and Mr. Sopan Agav, the Director of COE ED, and we are pleased to have both of you with us on this program. Before we get into the main program, may I request your cooperation on some ground rules, please? All are requested to keep your microphones on mute and your cameras off, with the exception of our speaker and our honorary guest, for ease of clarity and enhanced bandwidth. You're also requested to post your questions for the speaker in the chat box. We will be having a Q&A session at the end of this program, and I will ask them on your behalf and request our speaker to share his answers depending, of course, on the availability of time. Now, to give you a few insights about PMA and its activities before we start the program, may I request Prashant Kund sir to share a few words and enlighten us by giving us a brief on PMA. Prashant Kund sir.
Thank you, Janet ji. Namaskar and a warm welcome to everybody over here, including with special mention of the speaker today, Shri Sankalp Chandelkar, and also chief and main guest of this program, we would say. And we are honored to have with us, sharing the audience, Shri Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai ji. A warm welcome to both of you. A warm welcome to the audience who are here, to understand what are the different lessons that we can get from Chanakya's Niti with respect to leadership. As we were having a chat earlier, Chanakya is such a personality that you can, just keep studying the way, as an example, Radhakrishnan ji has shown. That for so many years he is studying, and then he is conveying whatever that he has understood in the form of his books to the world about Chanakya. So there's so much over there, and then this is really a great topic to discuss. And then we are really very much glad that PMA has got this kind of opportunity to bring this topic for the benefit of all the PMA members. Let me just introduce PMA in short. Pune Management Association, which was informally founded in 1965 by Padma Bhushan, Shantanu Rao Kirloskar, and 4 other industrial stalwarts. And then formally it was then made into a social trust 47 years back. Has remained to be body of knowledge in the vast domain of management. And recently, when we restructured the PMA, we created multiple different centers of excellence with respect to the verticals in management. And then all of these COEs, as we call them, the verticals in the management, they themselves are the bodies of knowledge in those respective verticals. We are glad to have around 2,000 plus collective experience in the form of 100 plus volunteers working for these COEs, and then they themselves are business owners, directors, CXOs, retired officials from who have held senior management positions in the corporate world. They are working as volunteers over here. Not a single rupee is earned by them. Okay, so these are the volunteers who are working for PMA for just giving back to the society, and that too in the field of management. So we are doing a number of other activities like supporting educational institutions, and then we have recently tied up with many educational institutions. We are helping the civic bodies like smart city corporations as well. As an example, we have recently tied up with Solapur Smart City Corporation for helping them in development of the incubation center for startups. So likewise, there are a number of other projects as well. You are requested to visit our website and understand more about PMA. I also take this opportunity to appeal to the audience that if you haven't become a member of PMA as yet, you may please become a member of PMA. So that is just one stage that you can become annual member. If you really want to be a part of these 100 plus volunteers as well and would like to give back to the society, you are most welcome to become a member of any of these COEs, okay, which themselves, as I mentioned, represent the different verticals in the management. Now, with this, welcoming you again, I hand it over to Janet Ji. Janet Ji, over to you, please.
Thank you, Prashant sir, for your kind words. We are also pleased to have a young and dynamic director of PMA COE-ED, Mr. Sopan Agav, with us. He is a faculty of Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and has recently assumed the prestigious position of Director of COE-ED. I request Mr. Sopan Agav to tell us a little about PMA Center of...
No, please go ahead.
Thank you, Janet ma'am. Good evening, all. Pune Management Association aims for a center of excellence in the domain of management. We have 14 different verticals with each focused upon an area of management domain. Center of Excellence Entrepreneurship Development. This center helps the startups and other businesses about the business management techniques and provides support. We believe that the success of entrepreneur will be the key to India's transformation in the new millennium. Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Startup India, to accomplish these initiatives, the spirit of entrepreneurship needs to be created. Also, the startup needs guidance on planning the business, financing the same, and many government procedures. At COE-ED, we have esteemed members, professionals with business thinking who want to learn more, share more, and be an instrument of positive transformation for entrepreneurs. To achieve this goal, we have sub-verticals, COE-ED, Student Entrepreneurs, COE-ED, Women Entrepreneurs, Coaching and Mentoring, MSME Entrepreneurship, and Technology for MSMEs. The idea behind this is to facilitate various business development services to all the stakeholders to boost the startup ecosystem. We are happy to share with you, we have been continuously conducting free webinars, panel discussion, interview with entrepreneurs, training programs on different topics in the area of entrepreneurship development. Recently, we have completed practical hands-on job training program, Bakenology, a bakery bootcamp for career aspirants in the bakery domain. In this journey, we are associated with many academic institutes, industry, corporates. We are coming with strong foundation so that we can help in multiple ways to startups by providing mentoring and support services and access to network with the startup community. We are working on creation of ecosystem where we will be able to provide training and mentorship to startups, acceleration facility for entrepreneurs. I will not take much time. Lastly, we would like to give special thanks to Sri Radhakrishnan Pillai sir and our today's speaker, Mr. Sankalp Chandelkar sir, for accepting our invitation as a speaker for this webinar on Chanakya's leadership secret. We once again welcome you all. Thank you for sparing your precious time Thank you all. Over to you, Janet, ma'am.
Thank you, Sopanji, for these few words. It is our pleasure to be associated with Highgrave Shriram Consultants, our partner organization for this event. We are also delighted to have Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai gracing us with his presence this evening. Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai is a mentor and a guru to our chief speaker, Mr. Sankalp Chandelkar. Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai is the director of CIILS, Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies, University of Mumbai. He trains leaders and aspirants from various fields like corporates, politics, academics, and military, to name a few. He has done extensive research on Kautilya's Arthashastra. Dr. Pillai is the director of SPM Foundation and the founder director of Atma Darshan Private Limited and Chanakya Anvikshik Private Limited. Dr. Pillai has represented our country in various national and international conferences. He works with government projects training IAS officers, and he is the author of the best-selling corporate Chanakya book, which is used as a textbook in business schools in India and overseas. He has authored several books on Chanakya, which are global bestsellers. He is highly decorated and has received the prestigious Sardar Patel International Award in 2013 for his research and contribution in the field of management and industrial development. It is indeed our privilege to have you, sir, in our midst, and we request you to share a few words of wisdom. Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, sir.
Thank you, Janet. Am I audible?
Perfect, sir.
Thank you. A warm good evening to each one present over here. Thank you, all the organizers, and for the keynote that was opened out by Prashant sir, Sopan sir. It's an honor to be part of PMA because I've been following PMA since I was a student of management. And as you know, it's an institution which has helped not only the city of Pune, but also many people who have gone abroad and taken the culture of Indian management. Pune Management Association is very close to my heart because I stay in Mumbai and I keep traveling to Pune. I can see the whole entrepreneurship culture coming up over there. And I always say, Mumbai and Pune are like twin cities. So even though I'm a Mumbaikar, Pune is very, very close to my heart. So congratulations to the whole management committee of PMA for doing such wonderful work. It's an honor to be present here for Sankalp sir over here, because Sankalp sir is going to be speaking on something which I've been trying to speak for the last almost 21 years. And the joy of a teacher is when the student becomes a teacher. The joy of a teacher is when the student becomes a teacher. It is said in leadership, a leader is not the one who creates followers. A leader is the one who creates more leaders. In the same way, a teacher is not the one who creates more students, but the teacher is the one who creates more teachers. So it is a fortunate instance for me today, especially when we are celebrating, the Navaratri festival and so much festivity around. It's a joy to open out this particular program. Two things I'd like to talk before, the session formally is taken over by Sankalp sir. That 21 years ago, when I started on the journey of Chanakya, there was a doubt. Okay, there was a doubt that, will Indian management be appreciated? Or does Indian management actually exist? So from that doubt, today it has created a revolution. Today you look at the academic world where NEP, National Education Policy, has been focusing on Indianizing Indian education system. And, from those days when we were not even sure to a day when, Indian and Indian managers are respected globally. Think about it, the Google, the IBM, the Microsoft, everything is managed by Indian CEOs. So India has made its place. And the world is asking her, what is it that makes Indian management so successful? So we have a history, we have a tradition, along with modernity and scientific approach. Yes, so it's not just about the glorious past, but also learning from the past for a greater future. Speaking about Chanakya, Chanakya is a multifaceted personality. Many people call him as an economist. We also call him as a management guru, a war strategist, a person who created laws for the country. He created warfare structures. He created strategies. There are many ways of looking at Chanakya. When I did my PhD in the Arthashastra many years ago, I started to look at from a various dimension. I said, let me explore the leadership angle of Chanakya. So yes, the management angle is already taken care. So let's look at leadership. And I never knew that it will actually land up as an institution in the University of Mumbai, where we teach a 2 years full-time program. And also a lot of students are doing PhD. Now, looking at the subject of the day, that is Chanakya's leadership secrets. I have one request to all of you, all the participants. Whatever you learn today, whatever you understand today, please share it with others. So we start with the secret, but we end with an open secret. So I'm sure that everybody will share it, because the more you share knowledge, the more it spreads. And the second request is that you have to call Sankalp sir again, because this is just a starter. This is not the main course. There are so many programs, right, from Saptanga model to Anvikshiki to Rajamandala theory. So 6,000 sutras of Chanakya, and there are many, many topics. So I would say that, start as a starter, but let us continue this journey, and we all will be happy to take Chanakya not only as a person who lived in the past, but all of us can think like Chanakya, understand his strategies, and become successful in our personal and professional lives. Once again, I'm glad that this program is taking off in the right note, and thank you all the organizers and Sankalp sir for giving an opportunity to speak to all of you. Thank you so much. All the best, Sankalp sir.
Thank you, Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai sir, for your insights. With this opportunity to get some nuggets of wisdom from the master himself, you have set an introspective and interesting preamble to our event. So thank you very much, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our speaker of the day, Mr. Sankalp Chandelkar, who will be sharing with us the leadership secrets of Chanakya. Mr. Sankalp Chandelkar is the Chief Executive Officer of Hygreaves Shriram Consultants. He is a keen strategist and a noted marketing expert with over 12 years of experience in media, branding, and innovation launching. His corporate footprint spans Bennett Coleman and Company Limited, Times Group, Rudra Strategic Media Solutions as Director Marketing, Advaita Tirtha Advisory Private Limited, and Magdu E-Commerce Private Limited as Chief Executive and Business Head. Sankalp Chandelkar is an entrepreneur at heart and a true seeker in spirit. He is the founder and CEO of Shrikant E-Commerce Enterprise and Shri Balaji Retail. He is familiar with the nuances of entrepreneurship, beginning from ideation to setting up and sustaining a business. He comes with rich knowledge, understanding, and awareness of weaving.
Something which is on management level. Some people call him, he has written something from Vedas. Some people call him a leader par excellence. He has converted the young boy, Chandragupta Maurya, into a leader. Everything is correct. All perspectives are correct. There is nothing wrong in this. So let us understand who was he, so that we begin with the entire presentation. It will take me 20 to 25 minutes to run the presentation, and then we can have a question and answer session so that we can have an interactive approach. So let me go to he was born in 4th century BC. Vishnugupta, his name which was given by both the parents. Kautilya, see, we also have different types of gotras, which is the lineage which is coming from long period of time, which is traveled from the centuries, from the ages, from the ancient past. So Kautilya, because he is from Kutila Gotra, and Chanakya, because his father's name was Chanak. So Chanakaputra Chanakya.
Sankalp ji, sorry to interrupt you. If you are closer to your screen, I think you are better audible. Otherwise, I think the voice is just moving around.
Yeah. Can you hear me right now, sir?
Little closer, please, if you can.
Yeah. Right now? How are you?
I think it is better now. Yeah.
Perfect?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. No problem. If there is any problem with the sound, please interrupt me, sir. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, Chanakya is the name. Chanakaputra Chanakya. Okay. So whole idea is, let us understand these three names and let's move forward. So he has written Kautilya's Arthashastra, which is 2,400-year-old Shastra, and it contains about 6,000 sutras. So let us go to the further. So what is that history tells us about Chanakya? Many people mentioned here that he pulled down, he made Chandragupta Maurya a king. He pulled down Nanda dynasty, and he was responsible for the defeat of Alexander in India. Why? What were those strategies? So that it made us so perfect. It made the India as a nation today. The Akhanda Rashtra concept, what we see today, is because of Chanakya. His intelligence, his communication has played a major role. So it not the expanse of India, the Akhanda Rashtra did not only cover India as a nation, but it was also going outside India. So even today, he mentored 3 generations of Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya, then Bindusara, and Ashoka as well. So Ashoka's presence can be still felt in Japan, and Japan is still following it in great way. So he wrote through 2 things, Kautilya's Arthashastra and Chanakya Niti. Arthashastra, which is being told, is it is looking from the perspective of only economics, which many people feel that. But it is something much more deeper, which we will see in the next thing. Move ahead with the presentation. So he defeated Alexander from entering India. This man's intelligence, this man's communications, this man's whole approach towards uniting the nation made India a great nation, together nation. Because we were in silos completely. We were at 16 different kingdoms fighting with each other internally. And he went from kingdom to kingdom to join hands to defeat Alexander, and made a big difference to the country which we are living today. So let me come to the main topic which we are looking at. Kautilya's Arthashastra is not a book; it's a library. And Chanakya is not a person; it is an institution. Yes, it is an institution and it is a library, because Kautilya's Arthashastra was written 2,400 years ago, and there are various sections, which is about 180 sections. There are 15 books, 150 chapters, and about 6,000 sutras. We will see this in great detail. It is known as a book of economics. Many people call it the book of economics. Many people call it the book of statecraft, which is administration, punishments, dandaniti, basically warfare, war strategies, and strategy as a whole, management strategies. So it is written in Sanskrit. You can see the actual palm leaf. The Arthashastra was written in palm leaf. Are you able to hear me right now? The sound is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
You are clear, Shankar. Just please go on. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. So this is the palm leaf where Arthashastra is written. It's about 6,000 sutras, 15 books, 150 chapters, and 180 sections. And each sutra, each book dwells into one of the elements of the entire leadership. It is known as a book of total leadership. So each of the 15 books are divided into different topics. So just let me run you through the entire different 15 books. First thing is training for the king. So he wanted first king to be how the training has to be done. So it is known as, basically, when you read in Sanskrit, it is Vidya Samupadesha, basically. So the activity of the head of department, Vidya Samupadesha, the topic of training is 500 sutras. The activity of the head of departments, how the departments has to be organized, what has to be done into the internal departments, how the departments has to be formed. So how the revenue generation has to happen. So the book number 2, that is the head of the activity of head of department, gives us the complete insight into economic development and revenue development for the state. So it has 1 to 85 sutras concerning judges, how the judges has to be appointed, what are the colleges to be you can appoint as a judge, what he should consist of. So it contains 673 sutras. The suppression of criminals. This is completely about dandaniti. This is completely about dandaniti. So 418 sutras. Secret conduct means when the king is completely into sync with the running of the administration. To run that administration, he also has to gather information. So that gathering of the information has to be taken from
various appointment of various secret spies, appointment of spies. So that gathering of information, secret conduct, how the secret conduct has to be taken from various people to gather information and run the administration effectively. So it is giving you the whole essence has been given in 254 sutras. The circle of kings, Radha sir has initially mentioned about Rajmandala theory of circle of kings, Mitra ka Mitra, Dushman ka Dushman Mitra hota hai. So all these types of different various theories in the circle of kings as the basis. So 58 sutras from section 96 to 97. The 6 measures of foreign policy. See the depth of this whole shastra which is going into. It is not only looking at how to train the king, how to generate revenue, how to implement law, how to suppress criminals, how to conduct as a king, how to have the relationship with other kings, other kingdoms, other countries also, and how to have a foreign policy. There are 6 measures of foreign policy, 648 sutras. The concerning the topic of calamities. If the calamity comes, disaster management part. So it has to be taken into consideration for a king. So king should know what should be done. So 235 sutras. The activity of the king about to march means when you are going to the war, how to go about going about to the war. So 340 sutras. Concerning war, how to act inside the war. When you start completely waging a war against somebody, so how to act, how to win that war. So 221 sutras. Policy towards oligarchies means small communities which are there. Oligarchies are known as small communities which are small but very effective. How to control them, how to have influence over them. 56 sutras. Concerning the weaker king. If the king is losing a battle and if he comes for Sharanagati or surrender, how to treat that king basically. 166 sutras. Means of taking a fort means again about war. Again going into the depth. It is not about just building a fort, but taking care, means of taking a fort, how to take the fort into your hold. So 216 sutras. Concerning secret practices, how to have a secret practices done. Because it is very important for the king to not to devolve many things, because there are many types of information which comes to the king every day as a leader. 187 sutras. The method of science means the entire book, how he has formed, how he has written, that is called as method of science, which is also called as Tantra Yukti. So 73 sutras. So these 15 books are, these are the 15 books. There are 180 sections inside these books, and each of the books. So on leadership, if you want to know more deep into leadership, it is book number 1, which is having 500 sutras. Economics is book number 2, 1285 sutras, as I have mentioned. Law is book number 345, right? How to create law, how to form law, what type of laws are given, what are the punishments to be given. Foreign policy 678, book number 678, 941 sutras. War 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1186 sutras. Writing, research and metallurgy, that is book number 15, 73 sutras. Means how this science has been written, why this science has been written. Now, when you say this is the expanse of the entire Arthashastra, and we have culled out some sutras out of it, how the entire king has to be, what is the importance of for the.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry. So the whole idea about Arthashastra starts from, he says he worships 2 different gurus, basically. It starts with one sentence, that is Om Namah Shukra Brahaspati Dhyan. So he says that you have to look at both positive and negative. And to look at positive and negative, we require something called as thinking. So he says that the whole idea to look at the perspective of negative and positive, to look at different perspectives of different situations and different various situations, how to interpret those situations in a very scientific way, very structured way. So for that we require Anvikshiki. So he says that Pradeepa Sarva Vidyanam, Upaya Sarva Karmana, Ashraya Sarva Dharmanam, Shashwat Anvikshiki Mata. So Anvikshiki is the ever thought of as the science, as the lamp of all sciences and the means of all actions, and as the support of all laws and duties. So this is how the whole Anvikshiki goes about. If you want to go deep into Anvikshiki, it's a deep subject again, but this is the first subject which is required for any leader. So Anvikshiki, it is not only about one Vidya, it is Anvikshiki, Trayi Varta, Danda Nitishcheti, Iti Vidya, Chatastra Eva Vidya, Iti Kautilya. So Kautilya says that it is not only about Anvikshiki, you also require to learn Trayi, Varta, Dandaniti. All these Vidyas has to be acquired for a leader because he has to understand every aspect of leadership. It's not only about one aspect. So thinking is the first aspect. So he makes it very clear that leader has to think. Thinking is the job of the leader. So that is what he is focusing on. So here, if I can play video and if at all you can hear, let me know. Otherwise, I have leadership wisdom. So Nityaksha Vidya Vruddhartham Tanmulatva Dino Asya. So he should have a constant association with the elders in learning for the sake of improving his training, since training has root in that. Because we have seen that first book of Arthashastra focuses on training of the leader. So why training from whom? Training from elders, training from your gurus, training from your mentors, because he has to constantly keep learning. Because if you go into the leadership, there is a daily routine of a king, which is mentioned clearly. How to get into the daily routine, what a leader has to do at what time is very clearly mentioned. So as a leader, he should have a constant association with elders. Elders may be anybody. It may be, there are three types of elders which are mentioned in Arthashastra, which is Vayovruddha, Tapovruddha, and Jnanavruddha. Means one who is knowledgeable, one who is senior, and one who is experienced person. So all the three types of leader has to learn from all three types of individuals. So going next, this is another wisdom which, yes. Does anybody wants to say something?
No, I think it was just another noise.
Okay. So the next wisdom is Karmani Chasya Bhakshanti, is if the leader is lazy because he has to be active in performing his duties, the subjects thereby eat into his wealth. The lazy leader always makes others lazy, and then they take the wealth and become corrupt. So the leader has to be very active. He has to constantly get into all the activities. That energy has to be transformed. That motivation, that energy. When the leader is active, the other people are always active. So next facet, let me take it. Karmasu Chaisa Nitya Pariksha Karer. The leader should constantly hold an inspection of works. A leader should regularly inspect and supervise the work being done by his people, because we as an individual, we have unsteady minds. All individuals are unsteady because if somebody is not watching us, we don't do. So Chanakya says that every leader has to regularly take records, reports, and be consistent in terms of inspection, do inspection properly, so that we can gather more information and the work goes complete on a completion mode. So the task is completed, the goal is reached, and you are achieving your whatever success you want to achieve. Shuddhati prajobhajayate. Continuous study. Again, this comes at because since training has a root in that, the continuous study ensures a trained intellect. So you have to study daily. You have to, because there is a timetable of the king. So there is a particular time when the king has to study. There is we always say that we don't have time. Our time management is not happening. So the time management part is taken care very clearly in the timetable, which is given by in Kautilya's Arthashastra. It is in 19th chapter. He very much specifies that you have to study continuously and keep studying, because continuous study ensures a trained intellect. A leader should study continuously. He has to be a lifelong learner. By regular study, one becomes intelligent and brilliant. Now let's see the next sutra. From intellect comes practical application, because without intellect, you will not put any idea into practice. Because again, the intellect, when you say intellect, the thinking comes into, means the Anvikshiki is important for a leader. So Anvikshiki is very important because it's a thinking mode. It takes you into the depth of thinking. It analyzes perspective, because intellect has to be used like a diamond, because diamond has various facets. I think so. There are various different facets of diamond. So I think so. If it is diamond, it is 58 facets. There are different types of diamond actually. But if we consider intellect, that intellect has to be sharpened. So that sharpness comes from Anvikshiki. How to get into Anvikshiki is a different subject. It's a deep subject. We can look at it sometime other. or we can look at it in deep way in the actual paid program or on ground on physical program. From intellect comes practical application. If you are intelligent, you should apply ideas practically. Leadership is about intelligent execution. Again, an intellectual capacity of a leader has to be much more. So he has to study consistently. And study from whom? Study again from those all three types of individuals, that Vayovruddha, Tapovruddha, and the other this. Now, when Sir said different types of models, that any organization has to understand his organization very deeply, very clearly. So this sutra sums up the entire wisdom model, the Saptanga model of leadership development. So you have today different layers of management. So different layers. There is a C-suite employees, there is a middle management, there is a lower level management, there is a front line, there is a bottom line. Everywhere this applies. So it says Swamya Amatya Janapada Durga Kosha Danda Mitrani Iti Prakriti. So it is the sixth book says this. What is about? The king, the minister, the country, the fortified city, the treasury, the army, and the alay are the constituent elements of a kingdom. Now what this says, the king means the Swami. The Swami means you are the leader, the chairman of the organization. The minister means your core team, Amatyas. The country means your Janapada. Janapada means the country which you operate in, the territory which you operate in. Durga means the entire fortress where you operate from. Your head office has to be in a particular position, because if it is not in a particular position or in a particular country where the business is not happening, it will not generate any returns. So what is Kosha is the country. Durga, Kosha means the treasury, right? The treasury has to be very important. Treasury is important. If treasury is not taken care, then there is nothing which we can take. The treasury means finance. CFOs are important. Accountants are important. Danda means it is not about punishments, but it can be taken in both ways. Army means your foot soldiers or your employees in a deep matter. And Mitra means your consultants, your advisors, your vendors. All this becomes Mitra, the ally, the constituent. These 7 pillars, which when we understand, it's called as Saptanga, which is called as a Saptanga model of leadership development of Chanakya. So now, as a leader, what qualities a chairman or a leader of an organization? I'm not talking about a managerial perspective. I'm talking about a leadership perspective. Intelligent and dynamic. Again, study has to be done. It has to be intelligent and dynamic. Even to seeing elders. Again, learning from elders. Truthful in speech, not breaking the promise. He has to be grateful. There has to be a lot of gratitude that because he is getting that knowledge from others, from seniors. Desirous of training. That is very important part, because training has to be continuous. It cannot be one. You have to consistently update yourself. Easily approachable. So these are the qualities of a leader which leader has to imbibe. Let me go ahead. So what is the next task? How the leader has to look at every situation, every matter which comes to him. Sarvam atteikam karyam shruni anyati patayet. The leader should hear at once every urgent matter, not put it off. The leader should be good listeners, because listening and hearing is different. We hear a lot but don't listen, because we don't pay more attention to listening. And they should be quick decision makers. So if you listen properly and not hear, we can be a quick decision makers. Now, while starting any activity, when we have a startup, when we do most of the people are having ideas, they want to do startup. Before doing any startup activity or any activity for that matter, he has to get into the depth of it. What is that I require on the finance part? What is that I require on the employee part? What I should take on the if the product is technical, then I have to see about the IT and that new technology which is available. So all has to be taken into consideration, and have a goal. Begin with the end in mind. So I should know where I should reach, and I should also have a goal. So we should have a purpose and priority. Both has to be taken together. So this purpose and priority will propel us to think in deep way and take us ahead. Now, when you say that we have started thinking, so that we have taken into consideration everything. Now let us understand the excellence of man and material, how to think while doing any work. Think about the resources required. Again, the last point of any activity. What kind of resources are required? What kind of financial resources are required? What kind of employee human capital is required? Everything has to be taken into consideration optimally. Not that just like that. I need this resource, that resource. It has to be optimally think through. Desha Kala Vivago. So when it has to be have a suitable place and time. Determination and allocation of suitable place and time. How to think? One should be able to decide the right place and time for doing work and allocate work accordingly. So you have to allocate work at suitable time and place. Otherwise, it will get into a very different realm altogether. So each and every place, what you're choosing your head office, you're choosing your office in the other areas when you are expanding, also has to be taken into consideration in this fashion. Vinipata Pratikar, provision against failure. So leader cannot say that, okay, I will do business and I will not think about failure, because failure also has to be considered this way. So provision has to be sought in failure. Now the first question is, let us connect to the first thing, Om Namah Shukra Brahaspati Den. What he says, Kautilya's Arthashastra, he says that you have to take negative and positive together. You cannot evade negative. I will only look at positive. Then you will runs into failure right from day one. So you have to take into positive as well and negative as well. Both has to be balanced, and you have to think, make enough backup plans. So just like I said, the diamond has 58 facets. So one being the table. So 57 facets. So what we have to do is we have to have backup plans, A, B, C, D up to Z. You cannot have only A, B, C plans. I have a plan. So every action, every person and situation has to be taken into consideration, how we will look at it. So that's why you can avoid failures if you implement it like this. So now when you take any activity and go towards accomplishment of work, Karya Siddhi Riti, how to think. If you have started something, make sure it is completed. Leadership is making sure results are achieved. Start and stop, not till the end is reached. So Swami Vivekananda also said that once you take up that activity, you give out completely into it. Think day and night, place it day and night before you, and you achieve that activity. So Karya Siddhi Riti is also important. Once you start, you have to finish that. The 5 steps towards thinking. The means of starting undertaking. What we have seen last, all this Purushadravya Sampada, Deshakala Vivago, the excellence of man and material, resources required, allocation of right time and place, provision against failure, and accomplishment of these 5 steps. If you completely understand it deep depth way, I think so any startup when you are starting will be always in a successful mode, and it will go a way ahead. Now, when you say a leader also has to have, because since he is having employees, since he is having a core team, he also has to be having a leadership quality of giving danda, punishment. Otherwise, he has to run the entire organization. Because if the king has to run the entire organization, he has to also have the policies in place, right? Tikshna dando hi bhutatmu dvejaniyo bhavati mrudu danda paribhuyate yathartha danda pujyate. So what he is saying, king is severe with rod or punishment, becomes a terror. A king with mild rod becomes despised. He will not be treated, because he is saying that he is mild. He will not be understood. He will not be taken seriously. A king with just with rod is honored everywhere. So if you give severe punishment, you will face the wrath of other people against other employees. If you have a mild, you will be again taken into very lightly. The king is not this thing. The leader is not very strong. He is not implementing the policies properly. But when the king is having just policies everywhere, he sees the situations and then gives his punishment, or then awards the punishment, or rewards for the good work, then he will be honored everywhere. So mantra purva, next wisdom is mantra purva sarva arambha. All undertaking should be preceded by consultation. Before starting any activity, consult an expert in that particular field. And it's not that you should have only one expert. You can have multiple experts depending upon the type of field you are in. You may have different businesses, so different businesses require different types of experts. Again, different businesses have different departments within the organization. So different organizations have different experts. So we have now stalwarts here sitting here and listening to this lecture also. Those people are also experts. So we have to take expert advices and then proceed. Even if the matter is urgent, yes, you have to take advice. Before that, you cannot move. Now comes the finance part, because when you are starting anything, the finance becomes the more important. All undertakings are dependent first on treasury. All activities require finance. So be money conscious, but not money minded. So Chanakya is a practical philosopher. So he looks into every aspect of the business or every aspect of leadership, because he has to have the full treasury. He has to cause a full treasury. He has to collect proper taxes. He has to have regulated expenses, so that both activities are in tune with one another, and more on profits, less on expenses. So you have to think of an activity which is more on profits and less on expenses. So be money conscious, but not money minded. So tasmat nityo tito raja kurya darthatunashanam darya darthanu chasanam arthasya moolam utthanam namartasya viparyaya. Be ever active in the management of the economy, because the root cause of wealth is economic activity. Inactivity brings material distress. Because what will happen here is, moment if we start a business, and because since we have a failure, we stop it, then you get into material distress. Because of that, you have to continuously do, even if it is not coming, even if it is percolating in small amounts, you should carry out the activity. It is very important for that. Now, let me give you, these are some of the last slides. Let me give you an overview that how every organization has to have a good team. Every people complain today that we don't have a good team, because of that we are not able to succeed. So what team has to be, how the team has to be, how to have a good team, what kind of team you have to recruit. Coming down directly from the father and grandfather, Pitru Peta means there has to be a you have to see what is his background, where he's coming from. If the person is known as a family over generation, you know his conduct, how his conduct is, how his father is, how his mother is, what is the way of thinking of their team. So you can make them a part of it. That is the first good quality of the team. Second team is Nityam, long standing. He should stand with you for a longer period. Your team should be able to stand by you for a long time. You should be together in good times and bad times, both. That is called as commitment. He should be Nitya with you. So that is the second quality. Third quality is Vashyam. He is open to conviction and obedient. So whenever you give some work to him, he thinks through it, he implements it properly, and open-minded to receive suggestions, to make alterations in the work required, ready to accept your decisions, and he supports you for the accomplishment of work. So that is how the team has to be. He has to be open to your suggestions, open to your way of working. That is how the team member has to be. Advaitya, never falling foul. Your team should not do anything illegal. This is the moral or not of moral conduct. They should be trustworthy. So here the question comes again, the Anvikshiki. He has to think through what is legal, what is illegal, what is artha, what is anartha, what is the profit motive, whether I'm doing the corruption here, whether I'm putting my own people only for the benefit of me. He has to be on that level. So Vashya Trushta Vrita Putra Dara. So happy in keeping their sons and wives well contented, because if the team members keep their families happy, they will work better. So many of the organizations today, they care for the families more, the entire family more, because moment the families are happy, you will be able to devote time better to your work. So that when we choose a team, see to it that you take care of them as well. This is the last. Yeah.
He says, could you please explain how we can motivate organizations and employees to work?
Organization and employees to work on?
How can you, he says, could you please explain how to motivate, how motivation can work for organizations and employees?
Motivation is of different kinds, sir. See, Kautilya Arthashastra gives you a complete matter of, see, as a leader, you should motivate them on various aspects. One is, okay, one aspect is you need to understand the depth of the employees, because there is a new concept which has come into picture also today, is empathy. We don't understand empathy. We directly start motivating them, so they will not get motivated. We have to understand the depth of the employee. So when you are a leader, you need to understand that it is being developed from within. It is not from outside. So understanding employee, you have to call them each individual. You have to understand their metrics, because when you are recruiting employee also it is important, because every employee when it is recruited, it has to be taken into consideration in different aspects. So when you are recruiting employee, there are 32 different types of qualities which are mentioned in artificial. I cannot go deep into it here because it will take a lot of time, because each and every employee has to be understood from a different perspective. So your motivational area is a different concern altogether. So motivation can be conducted on one-to-one basis. Motivation can be, you have to think through it. Motivation can be conducted on personal basis. Motivation can be conducted through trainings. Motivation can be conducted through a aspect of to a third party also within your employees. If your senior employees are there, you can give them different types of training. So, but I would feel if you conduct a Chanakya training or a leadership training in your organization through anybody on Chanakya, so that the entire organization can align on the one goal of one aspect of through Saptanga. So that Saptanga becomes the major understanding of the whole organization, how to get into the different aspects. So I would have explained you much deeper way, but I have to restrict myself because there are many questions coming up in the chat box. If there is anything more, you can connect with me personally. If there is something more you need to get into this, you can connect with me personally. I will answer your question.
Thank you for that, Sankalji. There is another question from Mr. Rajesh Radhakrishnan again.
Yeah.
He says, is there any kind of a relationship between, in both leadership as well as motivation? So in any kind of relationship, is there both leadership and motivation?
Yes. See, any employee, there are two types of motivation which comes. One thing is the organizational culture. The entire culture takes into consideration. For example, if I have an employee in my organization and if he is not working, so we need to understand the basic quality why is not working. The entire culture makes a lot of difference. So there are today in big organizations which are crossing a threshold of 100 crores, but people do take a special called as culture officer. When the culture is put into place with proper policies, because see, when you say a Nyaya, if the leader is not just with rod, it affects other employees also. So that also affects your motivation, because if you are not being rewarded properly, that also affects your, if you are working and if you are not being rewarded properly, it also affects your culture. It also affects other employees, and that employees takes into consideration the organization. I don't have to be with the organization. I have to leave. So most of the time, people don't leave organization. People leave bosses. So that is the importance which we have to give to the motivation and leadership. Both has to go in hand. So leader has to look at it not from the managerial perspective, from the leadership perspective. So he has to understand each and every employee, because he has to understand himself as a leader, because it has to be understood from within. It's actually a deep subject. It cannot be answered in 5-10 minutes. But one thing is self-development is within first and then development outside. So leader has to understand not from the only how to manage the employee, but you have to motivate and develop the employee. You have to create more leaders. That is the job of a leader. You have to make him think. You have to make him do things in a way in which the leader has to, because he is also a leader. He is your brand ambassador for the organization. Everyone. Yes. I hope I have tried to answer your question, Rajesh.
Thank you for that, Sankalji. Another question from Mr. Sridhar Iyer. He says, how do you navigate office politics and manipulative co-workers?
Okay, so here comes the whole idea of organization. See, politics has been there right from Chanakya's time. You cannot evade politics. So one thing is the aspect of leadership is do your duty, do your swadharma. There is something called as dharma artha kama moksha concept. It is very deep, but again I will mention you, Sridhar, because since you are asked this question. The whole idea of dharma artha kama moksha means do your duty with righteousness. One aspect is getting into another aspect. Once you are rightfully doing duty, then artha will come. Once your artha is rightfully gained, then your creativity is enhanced or pleasures are enhanced. And the whole idea is then the moksha. The moksha part, let us leave it. But you have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on doing your duty properly. Even if you do duty, sometimes you have to stick to your duty. Sometimes they will not take into consideration. But doing the rightful act in a right way also enhances your leadership capacity. Looking at you, other people will change. Because leader create more leaders. It is not about only developing one particular aspect. It is not about developing only getting into politics. Because why they are getting into politics is because of short-term goals. They have a long-term goals. Your focus is that your whole idea is getting into the long-term goal. You should have a vision. That is why purpose becomes important in life. For a leader, purpose has to be there. Priority also has to be there. Both goes hand in hand. Moment purpose and priority are taken together, everything sails through properly. I hope Sridhar, you got your answer. If there is anything more into this which you require, you can connect.
Thank you, Sankalji. We have another question from Mr. Shrikar Srivastav Dahagam. He says, what are Chanakya's views of how to make an effective presentation which will impress them?
See, the presentation aspect is not about impacting. The presentation aspect is about the knowledge which you show. That makes the more impact. If you ask a particular person what kind of creative graphics you have put in and it makes a presentation, no. But the effective presentation is the whole idea is about what kind of material you are putting into it, what kind of research you have got into it. If I have come today is because of my guru, because he has put in a lot of hard work for last 22 years. He has made that revolution come ahead. Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai has written so many books. So for a effective presentation, the knowledge is important because there is a lot of distraction today. People say that, okay, if you do this, you will get this thing. If you do this type of activity, you will reach such a goal. But it is not like that. You have to focus on knowledge. So that is why your priority and purpose has to go hand in hand. Because your purpose is important. Because anything which you do with multitasking will go haywire. Your purpose has to be straightforward. Purpose has to be focused. The moment your purpose is focused, you can achieve anything. Because purpose is the baseline. Purpose makes you learn priority. Priority makes you learn more things. Because the moment these two are in hand, sync with one another, I think so the presentation will come out automatically from Nidhi. Because if Nidhi is developed properly as a leader, outside presentation will also come properly. Because we are missing that impact of leadership. That impact will come only when we dwell inside more rather than outside. That inside out leadership is more rather than having just the simple leadership. Whose question was this?
This was Mr. Shrikar Srivastav Dahagam. All right, Mr. Biman Gandhi sir is asked a question for you. He says all the functions of a typical organization are very well explained. These are more on the sides of the management, that is of things, people, processes, etc. So how deeper do you go on the leadership side in a full-scale program that you are planning in Pune? So could you, a few words from you on this?
Sure. See, because both these aspects of leadership in terms of Chanakya Saptanga development model and Anvikshiki is a very deep one. So the Anvikshiki aspect is getting into developing the thinking pattern, what is the actual, how the thinking pattern should be taken care of. So we will delve into, I think so, almost 30-40 sutras which will dwell plus practical application. We will have more knowledgeable interactive games, interactions. We will consider your motto, why you are coming into that trade program, why it is important for you to get into that trade program. Your mission is important. Your purpose is important. Again. So we will work on those lines. So what you can do is you can join the group, make a paid program possible. And apart from that, it is not about only a paid program. For what purpose you are coming? That is important. So Anvikshiki is first part, which will be dwelling into the entire first session. It will be for 2 hours, and later on we will get into the organizational development. It is looking into different aspects. It may be from a sales perspective, it may be from a development perspective, it may be from your own individual development perspective, because leadership has to go deep inside. There are a lot of Indian philosophical aspects which are there, because we have not understood a lot of Indian philosophy also. Because leader has to develop deep inside. The moment you are culturally sound, develop sound within ourselves, we have to understand ourselves. Who are we? We are not just a material body. We are Atma. So that level of understanding when the leader gets and he starts developing within, the outer benefits or outer foundation or outer development what you get is perfect, clean and neat, ethically sound, and you can get a polished leadership. You can see a leadership which will care across the generation. You can see leadership caring and doing wonderful work, not only onto the state or individual organization. It will have an impact across the world. Your organization will also have impact. It will also have impact on yourself, your family, your society, your state. Your other organization will take a cue and learn more from you, because you are also in the matter of creating leadership. I hope I have done justice to whatever you have asked, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Sankalp.
Yeah.
Thank you for this, Sankalp. There is a question from Ms. Archana Srinivasan. She says, how does one self-assess if he or she has leadership qualities when their own identity is of a team player?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. How does one self-assess if he or she has leadership qualities when their own identity is of a team player?
See, the first question is the perspective. I have to understand her perspective, why she is asking, whether she is a team player and she wants to develop that self.
So maybe we can ask her to unmute herself.
Unmute and let me understand that first.
Okay.
Are you is she there? Yeah.
Yes, Archana, if you can unmute yourself and ask him the question.
Yes, Sankalpji, this is Archana, and the question was very good. See, sir, I always see myself as a very good team player. So when I'm asked to become with my talent or whatever, suppose if I'm asked to take a leadership place, how do I accept myself as a leader, first of all?
Okay. You are coming from which field, ma'am?
I'm into an MLM.
Okay.
So I just want to know, how does Chanakya actually help me in becoming a leader from a team player? Okay. Understood. Let me answer in a short, 5-6 minutes, because it takes time. My question is deep. You are already being given a leadership position. We have the silo thinking. We have the thinking of, I am a leader of a particular department. I am a leader of a particular nature. I am a leader of this thing. I am a manager. So that come out of that mentality first. You are a leader par excellence. First of all, you tell yourself, be positive about it. That once you are a positive, then you will able to develop it better. So first thing is leadership quality is becoming a positive, having a purpose. When you are a team player, also you are a leader, right? You are also becoming a leader across the board. So people are recognizing you as a team leader. When you are a team leader, you are making the impact, right? So that impact is to be seen from a perspective of how you are making that impact. It is not from the perspective of achieving sales. It is from how you develop others. Your team, how you are developing your team, how you are caring about your team, how you are understanding them deeply. If you are not understanding them, how you make you understand. That is also important. For a leader, when you understand Chanakya's Saptanga model, or when you understand Anvikshiki, it will give you more insights, definitely. But to tell you in short, have a purpose to make your team a more leadership, develop leadership across your team. That will be taken care more, that will be seen as a more viable option. People will care for you. If you are not doing that, even if after becoming a team player and just achieving sales target, doesn't make sense. You have to develop them. And it is not about only about your current role, also about your role across the particular strata or contributing to the nation indirectly, because you are paying taxes. Every person who is purchasing, or you are doing sales, or you are doing into MLM, so you are doing sales. Finally, you are doing selling that, but that person pays taxes. you have to also consider that leadership. So moment you develop other people, you develop yourself first and develop others. Swami Vivekananda has to say very clearly that practice and preach. So you have to practice first as a leadership, as a team leader. You accept it with wholeheartedness. You accept the responsibility, because responsibility and accountability for a leader has to be saddled and shouldered together. You cannot have only one aspect, one perspective. I hope it makes sense. Yeah.
Just one point.
Sure.
As a team player, I will always see what is my performance and what is my responsibility. Suddenly, if I have to think if I have to motivate myself and think as a leader, what is the first step that I need to think? What is the first thinking that I need to do, apart from thinking of my own performance and my own responsibility? Do I start to think about,
Okay. Understood. I got it. What you're saying. The first thing is having a purpose. What you want to do. Why you are doing in that position. Why you want to take that position. Why you want to accept that position, whatever has been offered to you in that particular team lead. You have to have a purpose. If you want to get into great details into this, I would advise you to read a book by Gary Keller. This is apart from Arthashastra. Because since you have to develop that, the one thing, the book his name is One Thing by Gary Keller. Please read it. You will develop a mindset which is required for the leadership, to accept leadership, to create leadership in others. You will learn a lot from that. And if there is anything you can connect with me personally, I can advise you.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the name of that author?
Okay. Different members of who has asked this question, ma'am?
Mr. Shrikar Srivastav Dahagam, what are Chanakya's views on the process of filtering and implementing suggestions from different members of a team?
Is he present? Can he unmute?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what kind of industry you are operating, sir?
Sir, I am presently a student.
Okay. So means when you are asking a team decision, implementing decisions from whom now? Team means whom? Your friends?
Yes, sir. Basically, my friends, and like we do group projects if we are doing some kind of research paper. So how to implement those suggestions from those people whom we have asked.
What kind of research papers you do? You're an engineering student?
No, sir. I'm an economics student. So research
very
paper
nice. Very nice.
It includes sometimes like creating, how to create a strong ecosystem for sports in India. So that is one of my research papers. So when I'm working on it, I want suggestions from people. So how to filter those suggestions and what are Chanakya's views on this? I wanted to know that part.
Yeah. So Chanakya's views is very clear. Develop the right thinking pattern. First thing. So moment you develop the right thinking pattern, there are various aspects which you need to develop as a leader to filter out. First thing is, what are you looking at? Like your purpose is to sports development, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. In development of sports infrastructure.
Sports infrastructure. Okay. So the purpose is what? Sports infrastructure. So who is answering it? The type of a leader person answering it. Who is answering? Whom are you interviewing? Or when your group is there, what is his approach? Your goal is one area. Your purpose is what? Giving out that solution to the industry. How to develop that to the government. Your report, research paper may be going to the government tomorrow, because they may call out some information from there. They may take some ideas of yours. So develop that understanding of how to see that particular what is he looking at. Your purpose is giving out suggestions, writing a research paper. What is his approach? He is looking at economic development, whether he is looking at just developing an infrastructure, whether he is having a planning in place. You will be interviewing many people from the sports field, right? Maybe from the economic point of view, from the businessmen to the organization which are into infrastructure development, right? So each one's perspective is different because each person is also a leader in their own place, right? So each perspective has to be taken into consideration from a different perspective. So that perspective has to be, because each and every perspective is right, because each person, each leader is right on its own place. There cannot be you are right and I am wrong. It is about what is wrong and what is right. Right? It is not about who is wrong, whether Shrikar Srivastava is wrong and Sankalp is right, or Sankalp is wrong and Shrikar. It is not about that debate. It is about a debate of purpose, what you are looking at. If that is clear in your mind, your perspective and whatever he is giving it to you, whatever information, that will be received properly.
Okay, so the aim should be very clear. There has to be a clarity of thought.
Yeah.
Sankalji, I am extremely sorry, but we will need to stop our question and answer session.
Sure,
I know many of our participants are very keen on knowing a lot about this, but for the paucity of time, we'll just need to continue with our program. So I
just want to make one announcement. We have a paid program on 23rd happening in Pune in centrally located hotel. The details will be passed on to you in a short span of time. And we are charging very less amount. For corporates it is very different, but we are charging only 999, quadruple 9, that is 9999, which will be a day long training, 6 hours training, because since the videos and all these things were not working properly, I could not go further into the slides. So if anybody is interested, register it through on Pune Management Association's organization's paid program website, and you will get all the details and join the group as well. I'm putting the WhatsApp. If anyone is interested in joining this special program, those people can join.
Thank you so much, Sankalji. I would now request Ms. Smita Deshpande to propose a vote of thanks. Yes, Smita ji. Smita, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Please propose a vote.
Sorry, sir. It is. Good evening. Good evening to the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, respected Chief Speaker, Mr. Sankalp Chandilkar,